Stories of Kaka Sahib Dikshit, Sri Tembe Swami, Balaram Durandar. Chapter 50 of the original Satcharita has been incorporated in chapter 39 as it dealt with the same subject matter. Now, chapter 51 of the Satcharita has been treated as here as chapter 50. This chapter gives the stories of number 1 Kaka Sahib Dikshit, number 2 Sri Thembe Swami, number 3 Balaram Durandar. Let us go to the preliminary. Victory be unto Sai, who is the mainstay of the Bhaktas, who is our Sadguru, who expounds the meaning of the Gita, and who gives us all powers. O Sai, look favorably on us and bless us all. The sandalwood trees grow on the Malaya mountains and ward off heat. The clouds pour their rainwater and thereby cool and refresh all the people. The flowers blossom in the spring and enable us to worship God therewith. So the stories of Sai Baba come forth in order to give solace and comfort to the readers. Both those who tell and those who hears the stories of Baba are blessed and holy, as also the mouths of the former and the ears of the latter. It is well established fact that though we try hundreds of means of sadhanas, we do not attain the spiritual goal of life unless a Sadguru blesses us with his grace. Hear the following story in illustration of the statement of Kaka Sahib Dikshit. Kaka Sahib Dikshit, the lifespan is between 1864 and 1926. It is mentioned that. Let's go to his story. Mr. Hari Sitaram alias the Kaka Sahib Dikshit was born in 1864 AD in a Vadnagara Nagar Brahmin family and at Khandwa CP. His primary education was done at Khandwa, Hingangat, and secondary education at Nagpur. He came to Bombay for higher education and studied first in the Wilson College and then in the Elphinstone College. After graduation in 1883 AD, he passed his LLB and solicitor's examination and then served in firm of the government solicitors, Messrs. Little and Co., and then after some time started a solicitor's firm of his own. Before 1909 AD, Sai Baba's name was not familiar to Kaka Sahib, but after that he soon becomes his great devotees. While he was staying at Lonawala, he appeared to see his old friend Mr. Nana Sahib Chandorkar. Both spent some time in talking about many things. Kaka Sahib described to him how, when he was boarding a train in London, he met with an accident in which his foot slipped and was injured. Hundreds of remedies gave him no relief. Nana Sahib then told him that if he wished to get rid of the pain and lameness of his leg, he should go to Sadguru Sai Baba. He also gave him all the particulars of Sai Baba and mentioned to him Sai Baba's dictum: I draw to me my man from far off, or even across seven seas, like a sparrow with a string fastened to its feet. He also made it clear to him that if he be not Baba's man, he would not be attracted to him and give a darshan. Kaka Sahib was pleased to hear all this and said to Nana Sahib that he would go to Baba, see him, and pray to him to cure not so much his lame leg, but bring round his lame, fickle mind and give him eternal bliss. Some time after, Kaka Sahib went to Ahmednagar and stayed with Sirdhar Kaka Sahib Mirkar, and in connection with securing votes for a seat in the Bombay Legislative Council. Mr. Bala Sahib Mirikar, son of Kaka Sahib Mirikar, who was a Mamlatdar of Kopargaon, also came at that time to Ahmednagar in connection with a horse exhibition there. After the election business was over, Kaka Sahib Dikshit wanted to go to Shirdi, and both the Mirikars, father and the son, were also thinking in their house about a fit and proper person as a guide with whom he should be sent there. There, Sai Baba was arranging things for his reception. Shama got a telegram from his father-in-law at Ahmednagar stating that his wife was seriously ill and he should come to see her and with his wife. Shama, with Baba's permission, went there and saw his mother-in-law and found her improving and better. Nana Sahib Panche and Appa Sahib Gadre happened to see Shama on their way to exhibition Dikshit there and take him to Shirdi along with him. Kaka Sahib Dikshit and Mirikars were also informed of Shama's arrival. In the evening, Shama came to Mirikars, who introduced him to Kaka Sahib. They arranged that Shama should leave for Kopargaon with his Kaka Sahib by 10 o'clock night train. After this was settled, a curious thing happened. Bala Sahib Mirikar threw aside a wheel or covering on Baba's big portrait and showed the same to Kaka Sahib. He was surprised to see that he, whom he was going to meet at Shirdi, was already there in the form of his portrait to greet him at the juncture. He was much moved and made his prostration before the portrait. This portrait belonged to Megha. The glass over it was broken and it was sent to Mirikers for repairs. The necessary repairs had been already made and it was decided to return the portrait with Kaka Sahib and Shama. Before 10 o'clock, they went to the station and booked their passage, but when the train arrived, they found that the second class was overcrowded and then there was no room for them. Fortunately, the guard of the train turned out to be an acquaintance of Kaka Sahib, and then he put them in the first class. Thus, they travelled comfortably and alighted at Kopargaon. Their joy knew no bounds when they saw their Nana Sahib Chandorkar, who was also bound for Shirdi. Kaka Sahib and Nana Sahib embraced each other, and then, after bathing in the sacred Godavari river, they started for Shirdi. After coming there and getting Baba's darshan, Kaka Sahib's mind was melted. His eyes was full of tears and he was overflowing with joy. Baba said to him that he was also waiting for him and he had sent Shama ahead to receive him. Kaka Sahib then passed many happy years in Baba's company, but he built a vada in Shirdi, which he made as his more or less permanent home. Experiences he got from Baba were so manifold that it is not possible to relate them all here. The readers are advised to read a special Kaka Sahib Dikshit number of Sri Sai Leela magazine, volume 12, number 6 to 9, was close. We close this account with a mention of one fact only. Baba had comforted Hai by saying that in the end he will take him in air coach, that is Viman, that is secured him at happy death. This came out true on 5th of July 1926 AD. He was traveling in the train with Hemant Pant and talking about Sai Baba. He seemed deeply engrossed in Sai Baba. All of a sudden, he threw his neck on Hemant Pant's shoulder. He breathed his last, no trace of pain or uneasiness. This is about his story. The next story, let us go to Sri Thembiye Swami. We come to the next story, which shows how saints love each other with fractional affection. Once Sri Vasudevanand Saraswati, known as Sri Thembiye Swami, encamped at Rajamahendri, that is Andhra country, on the banks of Godavari. He was a devout Orthodox Jnani and Yogi Bhakta of God Dattatreya. One Mr. Pundalik Rao, pleader of Nanded, that is Nizam state, went to see him with some friends. While they were talking with him, the names of Shirdi and Sai Baba were casually mentioned. Hearing Baba's name, the Swami bowed with his hands and taking a coconut gave it to Pundalik Rao and said to him, "Offer this to my brother Sai with my pranam and request him not to forget me but ever love me." He also added that the Swamis do not generally bow to others, but in case of an exception, he had to be made. Mr. Pundalik Rao consented to take the fruit and message to Baba. The Swami was right in calling Baba a brother, for, as he mentioned, an Agnihotra, that is sacred fire, day and night. In his orthodox fashion, Baba too kept his Agnihotra, that is Dhuni, ever burning in the masjid. After 1 month, Pundalik Rao and others left for Shirdi with a coconut and reached Manmad. And as they first felt thirsty, they went to a rivulet for drinking water. As water should not be drunk on an empty stomach, they took out some refreshments, that is chivda, that is flattened rice mixed with spice. The chivda tasted pungent. In order to soften it, someone suggested and broke the coconut and mixed its scrapings with it. Thus, they made the chivda more tasty and palatable. Unfortunately, the fruit broken turned out to be the same that was entrusted to Pundalik Rao. As they neared Shirdi, Pundalik Rao remembered the trust that is the coconut was very soft, very sorry to learn that it was broken and unutilized. Fearing and trembling, he came to Shirdi and saw Baba. Baba had already received a wireless message regarding the coconut from the Thembiye Swami and himself asked Pundalik Rao first to give the things sent by his brother. He held a fast Baba's feet, confessed his guilt and negligence, repented and asked him for Baba's pardon. He offered to give another fruit as substitute, but Baba refused to accept it, saying that the worth of that coconut was by far many more times more than ordinary one, and that it could not be replaced by another one. Baba also added, "Now you need not worry yourself any more about the matter. It was on account of my wish that the coconut was entrusted to you and ultimately broken on the way. Why should you take the responsibility of actions on you? Do not entertain the senses of doership in doing good, as well as for deeds. Be entirely prideless and egoless in all the things, and thus your spiritual progress will be rapid. What a beautiful spiritual instruction Baba gave. Let us now go to Balram Durandar, 1878 to 1925. Mr. Balram Durandar belonged to Patare Prabhu community of Santa Cruz, Bombay. He was an advocate of Bombay High Court and sometime principal of Government Law School, Bombay. The whole Durandar family was pious and religious. Mr. Balram served his community and wrote and published an account of it. He then turned his attention to spiritual and religious matters. He studied carefully Gita and his commentary Jnaneshwari, excuse, and other philosophical and other metaphysical works. He was a devotee of Vithoba of Pandarpur. He came in contact with Sai Baba in 1912 AD. 6 months previous, his brothers Babuji and Vaman Rao came to Shirdi and took Baba's darshan. They returned home and mentioned their sweet experiences to Balram and other members. Then all decided to see Sai Baba. Before they came to Shirdi, Baba declared openly that today many of my Darbar people are coming. The Durandar brothers were astonished to hear this remark of Baba from others, as they had not given any previous intimation of their trip. All the other people were prostrated in themselves before Baba and sat talking to him. Baba said to them, "These are my Darbar people to whom I referred before," and said to the Durandar brothers, "We are acquainted with each other for last 60 generations. All brothers were all the brothers were meek and modest. They stood with the joined hands, staring at Baba's feet. All the sattvic emotions such as tears, horripilation, choking, etc., moved them, and they were all happy. They all went to their lodging, took their meals, and after a little rest again came to masjid. Balram sat near Baba, massaging his legs. Baba, who was smoking a chillim, advanced it towards him and beckoned him to smoke it. Balram was not accustomed to smoking. Still, he accepted the pipe, smoked it with great difficulty, and returned it reverentially with a bow. This was the most auspicious moment for Balram. He was suffering from asthma for 6 years. This smoke completely cured him of the disease, which never troubled him again. Some 6 years later, on a particular day, he again got an attack of asthma. This was precisely the time when Baba took his Mahasamadhi. The day of the visit was Thursday, and Durandar brothers had a good fortune of witnessing the Chavati. Balram saw the lustre of Pandurang on face of Baba, and next morning at the Kakar Aarti time, the same phenomenon, the same lustre of his beloved deity Pandurang was visible again on Baba's face. Mr. Balram Durandar wrote in Marathi the life of Maharashtra Saint Tukaram, but did not survive to see his publication. It was published later on by his brothers in 1928. In a short note on Balram's life, given in the beginning of the book, the above account of Balram's visit has been fully corroborated therein. Via page 6 of the book, about Sri Sai, peace be to all. Om Sri Sai Ram. I shall continue doing the Tamil chapters from next week. Om Sri Sai Ram.